Zechariah 4:10 says this. It says, "Do not despise these small beginnings, for the Lord rejoices to see the work begin." There is a pastor. His name is Brian Zahn. And he's a pastor of Word of Life Church in St. Joe, Missouri. Our family was fortunate enough to be able to learn under him for the year that we moved back to St. Joe, however long ago that was.
Oh, that was my senior year of high school when Carrie coaching my volleyball team.
You really got to just...
That's what it was. I remember. I was in first grade.
Yeah.
I'm still bitter about it. Because my mother had to coach me, so.
That's a whole lesson. But listen, and if you think about it, and up until this very moment, I had not thought about it. What I thought we were doing was going for me, but that's not actually it at all. Because it was the hardest thing in the world for us. And we gathered our nieces and nephews on a Sunday afternoon at my house. And I had to tell them that we were leaving. Now, if you know anything about our family, as much as we bitter and fight and do whatever, we're like this. I mean, and when the rubber meets the road, we got each other, and that's just how we are. So I had to tell them, we're going to go. I worked for Lowe's. They were transferring me up. I was going to be this big hot shot, moving up in Lowe's world, blah, 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 blah. Left our house. It's the only house we've ever owned. Left it, packed it, moved. Gone. First day we were there, Carrie's looking for a Christian bookstore. Okay? She drives and goes, basically kind of gets lost. And in the middle of this open wheat field is this huge building with a blue metal roof. And it's Word of Life Church in the middle of a wheat field. So she goes in, and there's a Christian bookstore inside called Solomon's Porch. And so she calls me and she says, "You're not going to believe I just found this church. I just found this church." And she said, "We're going to go Sunday." So we went, and it was the most at that moment I knew why we were there. Because you want to talk about worship? It wasn't no sitting on hands and being all quiet and singing out of a hymnal. No. It was bumping music. It was hands lifted. It was people, old people jumping up and down, worshiping the Lord. And it wasn't charismatic. Pastor Brian didn't play with snakes or like swallow chickens or anything like that. But the Spirit of the Lord was inside that place. So we knew at that moment why we were called there. Because He called us there to teach us. Okay? So we learned and we learned. Now, here's the cool thing about Pastor Brian. Old hippie. Dope smoking, Bob Marley, Bob Dylan, those old, that's his gig. That's who he likes. He started his ministry at the age of 19 with 8 people and a guitar. Okay? When we were there back in whenever it was, when Ashley was a senior in high school and she hated us for leaving, they had a 5,000 member church. They had a service on Friday night, 2 services on Sunday. This man had never been to seminary. You know where he got his teaching? Right there. From the Word of God. And he travels all over the world talking about Jesus. Unbelievable what this man knows. And it's not because he went to seminary. It's because he allowed God to teach him.